Viper 1-4, abort landing, vector 080. Contact approach when able or divert to your alternate. Python 1-1, maintain 200 knots, turn right heading 135. Python 1-1, maintain 370 knots, turn right heading 265. Angel 1-2, final. Angel 1-2, turn right, final approach course 355, check approach speed. Claw 1-1, inbound for landing. Claw 1-1, orbit the spacing. Claw 1-4, inbound for landing. Claw 1-4, orbit the spacing.
Nightmare 1-1, inbound for landing.
Python 1-1, descend to 2000. Maintain maximum forward speed. Turn right heading 300. Python 1-1, turn right, final approach course 355. Slow to approach speed. Claw 1-1, maintain 250 knots. Turn right heading 195. Vectors to final, runway 36. Claw 1-2, maintain 250 knots. Turn right heading 165. Vectors to final, runway 36. Python 1-2, maintain 220 knots. Turn right heading 270. Python 1-3, descend to 3000. Maintain 320 knots. Turn right heading 255. Viper 1-4, inbound for landing. Viper 1-4, orbit the spacing. Python 1-4, maintain 250 knots. Turn right heading 260. Vectors to final, runway 36. Python 1-1, inbound for landing. Good morning, Python 1-1, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down. Python 1-3, descend to 2000, maintain 240 knots, turn right heading 265. Claw 1-1, descend to 3000, maintain 260 knots, turn left heading 145. Python 1-4, descend to 2000, turn right heading 310. Python 1-3, on final. Python 1-3, turn right, final approach course 355, check speed. Claw 1-2, descend to 3000, maintain 220 knots, turn left heading 160. Python 1-2, on final. Python 1-2, turn left to final approach course 355, slow to approach speed. Cobra 1-1, inbound for landing. Good morning, Cobra 1, Kunasan approach 7, runway 36, welcome back. Python 1-1, wind check. Python 1-1, Kunasan approach 080 at 14 knots. Good morning, Python 1-2, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down. Cobra 1-1, orbit the spacing. Python 1-4, on final. Python 1-4, turn right, final approach course 355, slow to approach speed. Claw 1-1, descend to 2000, maintain 200 knots, turn right heading 260, vectors to final, runway 36. Cobra 1-2, orbit the spacing. Python 1-1, clear runway, incoming traffic. Cobra 1-3, orbit the spacing. Claw 1-3, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 270, vectors to final, runway 36. Good morning, Python 1-3, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down. Cobra 1-4, orbit the spacing. Claw 1-1, final. Claw 1-1, turn right, final approach course 355, check approach speed. Claw 1-2, maintain 200 knots, turn right heading 255, vectors to final, runway 36. Good morning, Python 1-4, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down. Claw 1-4, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 085, vectors to final, runway 36. Nightmare 1-2, turn right heading 185, vectors to final, runway 36.
Claw 1-2, on final.
Claw 1-2, turn right to final approach course 355, slow to approach speed. Claw 1-3, descend to 2000, maintain 290 knots, turn right heading 325. Nightmare 1-1, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 205, vectors to final, runway 36. Good morning, Claw 1-1, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down.
Claw 1-3, on final.
Claw 1-3, turn right to final approach course 355, check speed. Good morning, Claw 1-2, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down. Nightmare 1-3, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 190, vectors to final, runway 36. Claw 1-4, descend to 2000, maintain maximum forward speed, turn left heading 025, vectors to final, runway 36. Nightmare 1-2, descend to 3000, maintain 250 knots. Cobra 1-1, turn right heading 265, vectors to final, runway 36. Nightmare 1-1, maintain 400 knots, turn left heading 160, vectors to final, runway 36. Cobra 1-2, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 270, vectors to final, runway 36.
Claw 1-4, on final.
Claw 1-4, turn left to final approach course 355, check speed. Good morning, Claw 1-3, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down. Nightmare 1-4, turn right heading 160, vectors to final, runway 36. Cobra 1-3, turn right heading 270, vectors to final, runway 36. Nightmare 1-3, descend to 3000, maintain 260 knots, turn left heading 140. Nightmare 1-1, descend to 2000, maintain 400 knots, turn left heading 095. Cobra 1-4, maintain 250 knots, turn right heading 275.
Python 1-1, copy.
Nightmare 1-2, maintain 200 knots, turn left heading 090, vectors to final, runway 36. Good morning, Claw 1-4, Kunasan Tower, clear for landing, runway 36, check gear down. Nightmare 1-4, descend to 3000, maintain 220 knots, turn right heading 210. Viper 1-4, maintain 250 knots, turn
Python 1-1, ready for departure. Request hot refuel.
Python 1-1, taxi, runway 36. Python 1-1, hold short. Python 1-1, Kunasan Tower, you're cleared for takeoff, runway 36.
Nightmare 1-2, on final.